How to research tax lien properties. This is gonna be a great video. Imagine being able to pull up a list of properties that are coming up for sale and buy tax lien certificates with complete confidence that you're doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what happens to the tariffs and whatever, or the election, or the whatever. None of that matters. It doesn't matter the price of oil. It doesn't matter on the stock market, anything like that. You're getting 18% mandated by the United States government. That's what we're gonna cover in this video. I'm gonna go through this in detail. So by the time you get done, you will have the resources to be super successful. Okay, now let's talk about this, okay? I got a little treat for you if you want. I've been working on this little thing to get you to that point where you can become financially independent using this. Stick around to the very end and I'll show you how to access that. So let's just talk about this. How to research tax lien certificates. Now understand, I don't know how you landed here, but you're in the right spot, okay? There's nobody out there, okay, that has taught more people face-to-face or through video how to invest in tax lien certificates than my organization, period, okay? I can say that nationwide, there's all sorts of watered down versions. I'm gonna tell you, all I do is tax liens and tax deeds. There's no wonky, oh, and by the way, you can throw in a multifamily bull. Well, here's the question. Do you want this information before or after it goes through the horse's mouth? Okay, so this is before it goes through the horse's mouth. Some of you understand what I'm saying. Good old Texas friend of mine taught me that one. So let's look at this. A tax lien certificate, what is it? It's a first position lien on a property due to delinquent property taxes. That means that property owner has failed to pay their property taxes for 1 year. Not 9 months, 1 year. You're not gonna find a tax lien certificate on a property unless it's been delinquent 1 year anywhere in the United States. That's kind of the overall rule. But understand, this is not a federal program. These are state by state programs. Because remember, we're the United States of America. So every state has their own rules. Now, this is what's really important for you to understand. Really, I see, I exaggerate that. This is mandated by state law, okay? So the state of Arizona says that if you buy a tax lien certificate at a tax sale, you have to get an interest rate of 16. New Jersey says 18. 18 down in Florida. Now there's auction processes and I have other videos for that, but that's the law. So it doesn't matter what happens to the bond market, the foreign market, the tariff market, the election market, the oil market, you're always gonna get that interest rate. And I don't know about you, but that gives me peace of mind. The underlying safety is the property. The property is the thing. So if I'm buying, I'm gonna keep it really simple. If I'm buying a $500 lien on a $100,000 property, I mean, that's my asset. Because it's a county lien, I supersede any liens and encumbrances, and write this down, including a mortgage. Okay, did you hear? I'm gonna repeat that, including a mortgage. Think about this. If the county didn't have a mechanism to motivate us to pay our property taxes, no one would do it. Okay, you can go to countries that don't have this kind of system, and stopping at the corner is optional because they can't afford the stop sign because their property tax code is ridiculous. In the United States, we have a very stringent system, and this is how the counties run. Your county, wherever you're at, probably 55 to 65% of all property taxes go towards schools. And then you've got police department, fire department, parks and rec, hospitals, et cetera. They need this money. And so that's why they say, okay, look, they've been late a year. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna let somebody else put the money up so we can keep running our county. And when that person comes in to pay off the delinquent property taxes, okay, we'll go, oh, Joe Investor put this money up, and within 5 to 10 business days, they're gonna give you back your money plus a substantial interest rate. Bravo, I love that. Okay, so that's what you're looking at, but you have to research it because understand the underlying value of the property is your security. So if I'm buying a tax lien certificate on a property that, let's say, 10 feet wide and 100 yards long, nobody wants that property, okay, including me, okay? So what am I gonna do with that property? Nothing. So there's no value or incentive, just like everything else. So you gotta research the property. Write this down. I want you sticking with single family residential properties. Why? Because we all know what a single family home is. Okay, don't start getting into land and don't start getting into commercial until you've gone to one of my courses out there. Again, don't just go willy-nilly. Make sure you do the research. But if you stick with a single family residential property, you're gonna be good to go. The other thing you wanna do is you wanna get a bunch of counties involved, okay? So what you should do is you wanna write this down, 6 tax lien states, okay? Because some are lien and some are deed. So you find 6 tax lien states and you pick 3 counties in each one of those states. What that's gonna give you is 18 counties to start getting information. You're not gonna invest in 18 counties, but now you've got all this information, when their auction is, how the list comes out, what the interest rate is. And so you're sitting there going, okay, I got 16 of these auctions. I wanna find maybe places I've been before, families been. One of the biggest mistakes my newer beginning investors make is they think, oh, I need to go into my backyard. Not at all. If I would have tried to get started in my backyard, I live in California. I've never done a deal in California because it's just not cohesive. When you go duck hunting, where do you go? Where the ducks are. Okay, if there's no ducks there, so you pick these counties out there, you get this information. Now I've got a list on it. Now I want to make sure a couple things. Is it a single family residential property? So I'll take a list of about 11,000 tax liens. I say, okay, let's eliminate everything that's not a single family residential property. And that might cut the list by 30%. Now I want to only buy liens in areas of the county that are desirable. How do I figure out what? I've never been there before, Sean. How would I know? Simple. Look up the most prosperous zip codes in that county. I kind of start with the most prosperous, school districts, et cetera, et cetera. That might eliminate another 70% of those. So now I've got 15,000 liens on a list that's manageable down to maybe 1,000 liens in those particular areas. Now I want to match up those parcel ID numbers to the property to make sure that's the structure I want should they not pay the tax liens on that property. Because remember, my underlying security on that property is if the property owner does not pay, I can foreclose on that property and I will own it without any liens or encumbrances, but I better want it. I'm not gonna want a property, like I said before, that's 15 feet wide and 100 yards long. I mean, the only thing that is good for is a dog run, okay? Or some property that's not accessible or whatever the case is. Again, if it's got a parcel ID number, it's gonna generate a tax bill. Somebody that owns, the medium between the streets or maybe a sidewalk that cuts between a subdivision, no one's gonna pay the taxes on that. So you're really not gonna shut down the road. That would be called the sale and default, and that's another video. We're not gonna get into that. So you wanna make sure that when you're researching this is a single family residential property at the values you like, along with the interest rate in the neighborhoods that you want to be in. Those are some of the assets that you want to look at. Now listen, there is a lot here, okay? And I have got a gift for you. This is my gift to you for staying this long. 2 things. Number 1, I've got a brand new course that I'm going to give you. This is a very extensive course. I just put this together. It's probably some of my best work ever. Now, go to the link down below. It's in the description or whatever it is. It's higginsmethod.com. Go to that link, click on the information that says in there, and I'll give you free access to that course. Number 1. Number 2 gift is I've got a bonus report. It's called America's Best Kept Secret. It's a booklet that I will physically send out to you, 0 cost to you. Those are my 2 gifts. Click down on the link down below and we'll show you exactly how to do this and become financially independent for you and your family. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck, and we'll see you out there.